What's up, friends? Welcome back to the channel for another movie reaction. Today's reaction is a request from my top tier on Patreon, and it is V For Vendetta. So I'm super excited to get into this one. And you'll notice that the title doesn't say first time watching this time. That's only because this movie was playing at a party I was at like 10 years ago or something. And so I saw some scenes while it was on there, but I really couldn't tell you what the plot was other than I know Natalie Portman is in it, and it has the iconic face mask as well. And so as I'm watching along, I may recognize a couple of the scenes and whatnot, but essentially it will be my first time sitting down and watching it from start to finish. But that's why the title's different, in case you're wondering. But I don't remember really anything else besides those two things I already mentioned. I don't remember who directed it or anything like that, so I'm excited to learn that as I watch along, excited to dig into the plot. So I hope you guys are excited to watch along with me for this one. As always, you can check out my full-length reaction to this movie on my Patreon. The link for that is in the description below. Obviously, you'll need your own copy of the movie to watch along with me, but if by the end of this video you enjoyed watching my reaction, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. It helps the video reach a lot more people and helps the channel out, so I appreciate all of you guys who do that. Looking forward to interacting with you guys in the comments as always, and I'm ready to go ahead and get into this one. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into V For Vendetta.
Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot.
That's right, I forgot about that quote. I should have saved this one for November.
I've witnessed firsthand the power of ideas, but you cannot kiss an idea, cannot touch it, or hold it.
Some great dialogue already, some thought-provoking things going on.
And it is not an idea that I miss. It is a man. A man that made me remember the 5th of November.
It's definitely a cool intro, grabs your attention for sure. Dealing all with the power of ideas.
No one escapes their past. No one escapes judgment. You think he's not up there?
I like how it's cutting between them for this getting ready sequence. They're both all in black. I don't know if that's to symbolize that there's some similarities between their characters or what.
Whoa! Excuse me, miss.
In a hurry, are we?
My uncle, he's very sick.
Oh, sick uncle, is it? What do you think on that, Willie?
It's a load of bollocks, what I think.
Oh gosh, look like a couple of scumbags right here.
We're fingermen, pal.
Oh jeez, dude freaking wrecked him. I like that he's not even like slicing them up, he's just embarrassing them pretty much. Oh, dude's got like super strength.
With devotion's visage and pious action, we do sugar o'er the devil himself.
What's that mean?
Spare the rod.
I like his voice so far.
Who are you?
Who is but the form following the function of what, and what I am is a man in a mask.
Oh, I can see that.
And I'm merely remarking upon the paradox of asking a masked man who he is.
Dude just like speaking in riddles.
And has vowed to vanquish these venal and virulent vermin, vanguarding vice and vouchsafing the violently vicious and voracious violation of volition.
Holy crap, he certainly likes words that begin with V.
The only verdict is vengeance, a vendetta, held as a votive, not in vain. One day vindicate the vigilant and the virtuous.
Dude's a bigger wordsmith than Shakespeare.
It's my very good honor to meet you, and you may call me V.
Are you like a crazy person?
I'm quite sure they will say so. But to whom might I ask am I speaking?
I'm Evey.
I can't believe he just slaughtered 3 dudes without any problem and is now speaking so calmly. Dude seems like quite the scholar.
I'm a musician of sorts, and on my way to give a very special performance, and would be most honored if you could join me. I promise you it'll be like nothing you've ever seen.
I mean, it'd be hard not to trust him at that point. He just saved you from 3 dudes and then just recited a verbal poem to you on the spot.
Do you know what day it is, Evie?
November the 4th.
Not anymore. Remember the 5th of November.
I assume that we're going to learn what the significance is of the 5th of November, because certainly nothing I know of significant happens that day.
Gentlemen, you have
Dang, what the heck? Some good editing right there. Certainly delivered on his promise of a show, though, that's for sure.
Doubt will plunge this country back into chaos, and I will not let that happen. I want him to understand what terror really means. England prevails.
This feels very much like a comic book movie so far. I mean, the first indication was just how V was absolutely handling those guys earlier. And then that dude being, I assume, the villain on a gigantic screen.
What's all that?
Not sure, they just arrived. Marked for stage 3.
What the hell is this?
Oh, shoot. Is he using her as like a pawn to deliver these masks around?
Who's that? Don't piss me about.
Yo, he's not actually gonna blow that place, right? I would think a character like that just got introduced isn't gonna die immediately. Oh, he's just using it to get into whatever the network is. Oh, is he gonna try and like allow him to go live?
Good evening, London. I thought we could mark this November the 5th by taking some time out of our daily lives to sit down and have a little chat.
This guy's voice and manner of speaking just is so different than what I would expect for someone who dresses up like that.
Words offer the means to meaning, and for those who will listen, the enunciation of truth. There is something terribly wrong with this country, isn't there?
You designed it.
I love that he's just a walking motivational speech waiting to happen. I also really like the music right now too.
War, terror, disease, problems which conspired to corrupt your reason and rob you of your common sense.
Dude sounds like a lot of people in 2020 though. He's definitely talking about some conversations I've seen people have.
A great citizen wished to embed the 5th of November forever in our memory. Remind the world that fairness, justice, and freedom are more than words. They are perspectives.
Oh, is that the guy that we saw get hanged in the beginning? Is this guy like a descendant of him then? Or maybe he's just a follower that respected him?
1 year from tonight, outside the gates of Parliament,
We shall give them a 5th of November that shall never, ever be forgot.
Nice, I like that scene. That was really good. So it's not just taking place today, it's gonna be the next 5th of November. That's interesting. So it's only shown us like some glimpses of what this government that they're dealing with might be, but certainly seems pretty oppressive.
you put masks on all of us.
So that's what the masks were for. That's so genius. Man came absolutely prepared. Oh shoot, here we go. Yo, he's actually just killing him now. Shoot, he's not even just like maiming him like he was before. Yo, gosh, dude, this guy's an absolute boss so far. Dude seemed to have a pretty flawless plan coming in and getting out.
Bad luck, chummy.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, dang, man. She's in it fully now. She just helped him in return. I don't know if she knows exactly what she's getting herself into. I'm not sure either, but it almost sounded like in that last scene, the voice of the maybe Elrond from Lord of the Rings. I don't remember his actor name off the top of my head.
It's believed that during this heroic raid, the terrorist was shot and killed. The danger is now over. The terrorist is dead.
All the news just manipulating him in this story somewhat feels futuristic as well, so I don't know exactly what year this takes place, or at least in some alternate universe, because this certainly doesn't look like anything familiar. No way this guy's read all these books. Maybe that's why he's such an eloquent speaker, though. I don't know. Definitely got that old English way of speaking, I feel like.
I don't even know where this is. We could be anywhere.
You know it's underground. You know the color of the stone.
What are you saying? That I have to stay here?
Only until I'm done. After the 5th, I no longer think it'll matter.
Yo, he's just gonna keep her down here for a whole year? I mean, it's not the worst place, but still, that's basically just kidnapping. It's also interesting that his name is V and her name is Evey, so they're connected by name in a way as well. Whoa, are those his hands? Shoot. So is the mask not just for like keeping his identity secret? Is it also to hide scars or something like that?
You stole this from Chancellor Sattler.
Yes, I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares more is none.
Macbeth.
Very good.
Oh, no wonder his speaking sounds so much like poetry. He's often quoting it. Well, Macbeth isn't necessarily poetry, but Shakespearean plays definitely almost sound like it, and I did compare him to Shakespeare earlier.
People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people. The building is a symbol. With enough people, blowing up a building can change the world.
Love the music in that moment as well. And some of his ideas and just the way he talks about society and stuff reminds me a little bit of the Joker in a way, but his motivations, these motivations, are much more for the benefit of others instead of just pure chaos.
Good guys win, bad guys lose. And as always, England prevails.
Oh, dude, what a shot. Oh, that was genius. Dude just moves around like a shadow.
Commander.
Stop that. Why do you keep calling me that?
That was your title, remember? You. The ghost of Christmas past.
Whoa, okay, dang. Now we understand a little bit more about his motivations. So if this isn't based off a comic book, it 100% is directed by somebody who's a fan of them, because just the way it's shot and the story is going so far definitely fills in that vein.
A man known to the entire nation as the Voice of London passed away late last night from apparent heart failure.
She's lying.
Bro, they're literally covering up every single story with some sort of lie that makes the situation look better than it is. Definitely lines up with what he was saying before, though, how governments should fear their people because they're using the media to keep the people out of the loop, because if they knew what was going on, then they'd lose control.
Did you have anything to do with that?
Yes, I killed him. Violence can be used for good.
What are you talking about?
Justice.
V seems very logical. He certainly has extremely set assortment of beliefs, I guess you'd say.
There's something I want to ask you. I don't think you understand why unless you know a few things about me. My father was a writer. He used to say that artists use lies to tell the truth while politicians use them to cover the truth up.
Ooh, that's a beautiful line. Dang. If this is based off a comic book, then I wonder if lines like that are taken directly from it. Either way, whoever wrote it definitely is very skilled.
He said if we ran away, they would win.
Oh no! Freak, bro, this is dealing with some heavy stuff.
Sorry, I'm not like my parents. I wish I was, but I'm not. I know this world is screwed up, which is why I wanted to ask if there's anything I can do to help make it right.
Well, shoot, now they're a consenting team after that. She was just kind of along for the ride before, but now it looks like she wants to be partners with this guy. It's fascinating how many, like, real-life parallels there are between this story and the current state of society as well. I definitely feel like the writer of this was motivated by some social commentary on the state of the world.
I'm in need of someone with some theatrical skill.
I'll do my best.
I believe you will.
Interesting. Hopefully it's something that's not too dangerous, because then he might just be using her willingness to help in order to further his goal.
She has arrived, but there was some confusion at the agency, and they've sent a new girl who I'm afraid is a little older than usual.
Oh dear, she's not too old, I trust.
Bro, what in the world are they talking about? I sure hope it's not what I think it is. And I'm imagining Natalie Portman as the girl.
Oh my.
Your Grace.
Bro, he was not kidding when he said he needs someone good at theatrics.
I had nothing to do with the Bailey, and I made a terrible mistake in the Jordan Tower, but...
What are you talking about?
I've been the prisoner of the terrorist named V for the past several weeks.
Wait, what in the world? Is this like part of V's plan, or is she actually going off of it and trying to get help? That's pretty genius of her if she just talked her way into getting free and hopefully getting out of there.
Reverend. Oh my God. She wasn't lying. It is you.
I'm sorry. I had to.
Evey.
Yo, she was just going off the plan.
Evey.
I didn't know where else to go.
Yes, well, you better come inside before someone sees you.
Dang, she's escaped for now. Hopefully V doesn't find her again, although he seems like he's got endless resources to track people down.
If the government ever searched my house, you would be the least of my problems.
Whoa, this dude's got a secret lair. What? She seems to be friends with everybody who has secrets.
You're wondering why you were invited here to supper in the first place. In this world, if I were to invite who I desired, I would undoubtedly find myself without a home. You wear a mask for so long, you forget who you were beneath it.
Yo, dang, what a freaking line. That was so good. I feel like half the lines in this movie so far could just be on a poster. Evey definitely went to the right person, though, if she's looking to be protected right now.
He leaves them at the crime scenes. I'd appreciate it if you could have a look at it.
Of course.
She seems to look like she knows what it is already. Does she have a connection to V? Oh, dude's hiding out in the corner.
You've come to kill me.
Oh, that was so cool. That dude has like two polar opposite personalities. Either he's your worst nightmare or your best friend.
I was given one of your roses today. What a strange coincidence.
There are no coincidences, Delia. Only the illusion of coincidence. This one is for you.
Dang, I absolutely love the lighting of that shot. Pretty much every scene that he's in, just absolutely bathed in darkness. I wonder if V has ever done something that he feels wasn't justified, because he definitely seems like someone who is 100% confident in every move he makes.
Commander Prothero toured the lab with a priest, Father Lilliman. Made me nervous, but afterwards the commander assured me there wouldn't be a problem.
Interesting, so everybody V's been going after have just been people in this facility.
He is now the key to our dream, and the hope that all of this will not have been in vain.
Oh, interesting.
November the 5th. The first explosions tore open the entire medical section.
It's all starting to come together. That's cool. So V was birthed from the Roman numeral 5.
He looked at me, not with eyes. There were no eyes.
Oh gosh, man, that's horrifying. They turned him into an absolute monster. It's so interesting that these people were the ones conducting the experiment and they ended up creating the very thing that would be their death. Bro, what? They just looking at 2020 articles right there? Feel like there's a lot of similarities between this world and some of the things going on right now. I wouldn't be surprised if a real life V started popping up somewhere.
If our own government was responsible for the deaths of almost 100,000 people, would you really want to know?
Ooh, that was great line delivery and acting right there. Dude was tasked with tracking down V, but it seems like he's starting to switch teams a little bit right now.
Gordon?
Quickly, hide!
Oh geez, it's just a freaking repeat of what happened to her mom. Is this real, or is she just having a nightmare? Bro, this is just exactly what she's already lived through. Hopefully she doesn't scream again. And it does not seem like this is a dream anymore. This has gone on too long.
No, no.
Dang it, bro. Things are not going well for her right now. I bet she wishes she was still with V at this point. I don't think these guys are gonna show her any mercy. Oh shoot, man. She's losing all her hair. I wonder if that's just a wig or if Natalie Portman actually did get her hair cut for this role. This certainly took an unexpected turn. And since she escaped earlier and in a way kind of went against V's plan, I don't know if he's going to be motivated to save her if he finds out that she's been taken. Someone passing notes to her? What? Is it V or is it another inmate?
In 2002, I fell in love with a girl named Christina. My father wouldn't look at me. He told me to go and never come back.
That's pretty devastating. Definitely some similarities between that instance coming out to her parents and just being kind of cast out, and what Stephen Fry's character was talking about before, where if he was kind of openly gay, then the government would have cast him out as well.
We moved to a small flat in London together. She grew scarlet carsons for me in our window box.
Oh, those roses look familiar. Those are the ones that V's been using.
While things like Northfire and the Articles of Allegiance became powerful, I remember how different became dangerous.
Don't think it's a coincidence that the government in this is using red and black colors, because that obviously are the colors of another particular government in history.
Even though I may never meet you, with all my heart, I love you, Valerie.
Some great dialogue right there, man. Some good narration. So is that why V picked up his Rose signature move, is in memory of her? I'm guessing maybe V was kept in that same cell and read that same paper, and so he got the idea from there.
Are you ready to cooperate?
No.
Very well. Arrange a detail of 6 men and take her out behind the chemical shed and shoot her.
Respect to her, man. She stayed true the whole way, even facing death. But she finally got the moment where she said earlier how she wishes she could be like her parents but never had been. This was her chance to do so.
You have no fear anymore. You're completely free.
What was that V that just showed up and let her out? They did hide that guy's face completely in darkness, so it could have been. Maybe that's what he was waiting for. Maybe he didn't know she had been caught, but he wanted her to come to the same realizations that he did. Bro. Wait, what? Was this whole thing freaking set up by him? Dude, this is crazy. This is blowing my mind right now if that's the case. Oh my gosh, dude, what a twist. V is an absolute mastermind. Holy.
It was you.
Yeah.
That wasn't real. It's gone.
I'm sorry, but Mr. Dietrich's dead.
I feel like this could backfire big time, though, because he basically, like, tortured her and put her through all this mess. I don't know if she'll be able to forgive him for that.
You tortured me.
You said you wanted to live without fear.
You're sick. You're evil.
You could have given in, but you didn't.
I hate you. That's it.
I knew that this was going to backfire on him, but this could be exactly what he wanted. He wanted to turn her into just as vengeful of a person as him.
I don't want to hear your lie.
Yes, I created a lie, but because you believed it, you found something true about yourself.
No. I can't feel anything anymore.
This dude's got some crazy methods to his madness. I mean, he did give her exactly what she wanted.
This may be the most important moment of your life. Commit to it. You faced your death, Evey. Try to feel now what you felt then.
I'm dizzy. I need air.
Bro, that scene was so good. Dang, what freaking acting from Natalie Portman right there. And I'm absolutely loving the music right now, too, in this moment. She seems to actually be opening up to what he was trying to teach her through that. Oh, bro, what a frame. Loving the camera work and the cinematography right now. Oh, this is so good. I love this moment. She was reborn just like V was. New resolve to fight back. That soundtrack was definitely going off in that moment too.
She was real. Did you know her?
No.
You were in the cell next to her. You're getting back at them for what they did to her.
Oh, so that part was accurate. Interesting. That makes sense because it definitely felt too real and emotional.
I want this country to realize that we stand on the edge of oblivion. I want everyone to remember why they need us.
Oh gosh, man. This dude seems like an absolute menace. And there's certainly a lot of parallels.
That's close enough, Inspector. You've information for us? No, you already have the information. All the names and dates are inside your head. What you want, what you really need is a story.
He's not wearing his mask. Is this just a decoy? Or is he wearing some sort of other disguise?
Along comes a spider. He who suggests that their target should not be an enemy of the country, but rather the country itself. 3 targets are chosen to maximize the effect of the attack.
Oh my gosh, man. That's so crazy. The government just actually destroyed their own people just to make themselves look better in a dire situation.
Before the St. Mary's crisis, no one would have predicted the results of the election that year. No one. Not long after the election, lo and behold, a miracle.
Bro, this is so crazy to watch this in 2020 with a worldwide pandemic going on and an election coming up in the same year. This has got to be the most fascinating year to watch this movie, I feel like.
Why didn't you come forward before? What were you waiting for?
Well, for you, Inspector. I needed you.
Dang, another great scene. I'm surprised that he showed his face without the mask in front of somebody. Obviously, it looks like he's got somewhat of a disguise still.
What do you want?
Subtler.
What do I get out of this deal?
Me.
Why should I trust you?
Because it's the only way you're ever going to stop me.
This guy's so cool. Whoever is the actor who plays him, obviously we don't really see his face much. It's mostly just his voice and kind of his body movements. Did a fantastic job. Just plays such a good, intimidating presence in every scene that he's in. And every time he speaks, I feel like I'm on the edge of my seat waiting to hear what he's going to say next.
We found him.
How do?
William Rookwood, the one you've been looking for. He was a floater. A couple of fishermen picked him up.
William Rookwood is dead.
I'd say so.
Oh, yes, I knew it was a disguise. Man is an absolute genius. Just finesse these two in the earlier scene. I had a feeling that there was no way that he worked so hard to protect his identity and then would just give it up so easily like that and reveal himself. Oh, dude is about to start the whole uprising. Dude's gonna arm the whole city with masks. What a sick shot, man. This dude's just showing off now for fun. Crazy, though, to see how V has just been meticulously carrying out pretty much everything we've seen going on in the film. Yo, she came back. Shoot, I did not expect that.
I don't understand how you can be one of the most important things that has ever happened to me, and yet I know almost nothing about you.
That definitely reminds me of the dialogue in the beginning of the movie where the narration is talking about how you can't make physical contact with an idea, you can't love an idea, but because V always wears a mask, he basically has turned himself into the embodiment of his ideas and his beliefs. And so Evey has basically done all those things that the narrator said you couldn't do in the beginning with an idea.
These tracks lead to Parliament, and it's really going to happen, isn't it?
It will if you want it to.
Whoa, dang. All of this is leading up to him asking her to be the one to make the decision. That's a horrible situation to put her in.
The choice to pull this lever is not mine to make. This world that I helped shape will end tonight, and tomorrow a different world will begin. Different people will shape, and this choice belongs to them.
I love this guy's dialogue. This is so well written. Freaking every word out of his mouth is just gold.
The time has come for me to meet my maker and to repay him in kind for all that he's done.
Dang, there it is, man. She fell in love with an idea, or the idea of this guy. And I guess I was thinking before that it was a horrible situation to put her in to make that decision. But at the same time, it's almost a good decision because she's now in control of her own destiny. Whereas if he was the one who pulled the lever, then her helping him out before and everything else that had happened would have made her an accomplice in a decision that she didn't really make.
Tonight, we must remain steadfast. But most of all, we must remain united.
Oh, I love those shots, man. Nobody's listening to this guy anymore. They're all out in the streets. V's method worked.
Mr. Creedy?
Disgusting.
Yo, what? He actually made Creedy kill him. I didn't think he was just going to kill him right there. I thought he was going to, like, make him live through the events and see the consequences.
Take off your mask.
No.
Oh my gosh. Dude's about to put in work on all these dudes. I'm excited. I don't know how he's going to be able to take all these people on, though.
The only thing that you and I have in common, Mr. Creedy, is we're both about to die.
How do you imagine that's going to happen?
With my hands around your neck.
Yo, I'd be absolutely terrified of this dude. He's so freaking confident in every situation.
Kill him.
Bro, what? Unless this dude has some mad superpowers, I don't know how he's gonna survive that. Unless he's just wearing tons of bulletproof stuff. But I did see some blood being drawn.
My turn.
Oh, no way, dude. What a freaking boss moment. This man just had a mic drop moment like no other. Love the way this is shot right now too, with the insane motion blur coming off his knives. Oh my. Dude's gonna clear the room in like a minute. Still don't know how he's even standing right now.
Beneath this mask there is an idea, and ideas are bulletproof.
Oh my gosh. What an absolute legend, this man. Just dropping monster one-liners after wrecking everybody in a fight. So he did have armor, but I mean, it was pretty bloodied, so I can imagine that he is not in too good a shape anyway. That was such a freaking cool scene.
For 20 years, I sought only this day, until I saw you, and everything changed.
I don't want you to die.
It's the most beautiful thing you could have ever given me.
Oh my gosh, dude, what a freaking moment. Gave me some chills right there. Some great dialogue and acting. That sucks that he died. I thought that he might live through this. Wonderful thing about his whole persona in this, though, is by turning himself into an idea, he's essentially made himself immortal.
Stop. Get your hand off that lever.
Oh, that was great. She's carrying on the idea. He lives on through her.
Why are you doing this?
Because he was right. That this country needs more than a building. It needs hope.
Yo, there's so many great quotes in this. Good on that man for lowering his weapon, too. Freaking love the music over this as well. That's making this scene even more powerful.
Tell me, do you like music, Mr. Finch?
Man, Evey actually did it. A great character arc for her. She's living completely without fear now. Oh, what? Yo, I love that the music's syncing up with the explosions. That's freaking awesome.
Who was it?
He was Edmund Dantes. He was my father and my mother, my brother, my friend. He was all of us.
Oh, that's some great line delivery right there. I love it.
I will never forget the man and what he meant to me.
Love it, the V. Dang, bro, that was an awesome climax. I knew it, dude. It was Elrond. Thought I recognized his voice. He was freaking awesome in this. Excellently written. I need to look up as soon as the credits are over what else the Wachowskis have written, because I thought the script of this was great, mainly because all the dialogue was so fascinating and so enthralling to listen to. But definitely a ton of thought-provoking stuff brought up in this movie, and it's interesting how the farther it went along, the more I felt it could be applied to tons of stuff in the situation of the world today. Obviously, it's a very dramatized story, but there's definitely a lot of depth to it that I didn't necessarily expect going into it. But I really liked how it just used that theme of the power of an idea and just kind of planted little moments early on and then just had some payoffs later on and just really expanded upon that concept. And I really liked Natalie Portman's dialogue there at the end on how V became so much more than just one man and how his actions just spawned like an entire movement and were basically immortalized. I thought all the acting was great. Obviously, I've mentioned a lot the voice acting of Hugo Weaving, and so he was really great in this. I don't know if he also played V and he was the actual man behind the mask, or if he just did voiceover. Either way, he was so entertaining every time he was on screen. But Natalie Portman as well did a fantastic job. I feel like she had some great emotionally powerful scenes in this, and the music as well I thought was phenomenal, especially the moment where Evey is kind of going through the same awakening process that V went through. The moment already was super powerful and super exciting to watch, but I feel like the music just really ramped up the emotions in that scene. Just thinking of the fights sequences there, it kind of reminded me of scenes from The Matrix and how that fighting was done. And I don't know if the Wachowskis were the writers or the directors of The Matrix, but I feel like that sounds familiar. I didn't recognize the director's name though, so I'm gonna have to look up and see what else he's done. But I thought the camera work and everything was solid throughout. I think the highlight from a directorial standpoint was probably the lighting in a lot of scenes, especially how they incorporated darkness and shadow in a lot of the scenes that V was in. And just as the movies that I've loved the endings the most for of the channel so far, this one ended right at the apex of the story, which I always appreciate. So after looking it up, I was correct that the Wachowskis were behind The Matrix, and that's the only other film by them that I've seen, at least that they were writing or directing. And so definitely need to check out their other films because love The Matrix, really liked this one as well. So they've definitely got some winners out there. And even though this one was based off a comic or a graphic novel, it definitely was super grounded, and I love that about it. All the best comic book related or graphic novel related movies, I feel like, have that very grounded in reality and applicable to real life kind of feeling to it. Obviously, the most famous example of that is the Dark Knight trilogy, but I feel like this did a great job at not getting too like fantastical or anything. Obviously, if it did that from the start, I would have bought into it and everything like that, but I feel like personally I enjoy movies more that deal with more real people and real feeling stories that I can latch onto easier and relate with more emotionally, and so I think this did a great job of that. And also, just looking up the director of the movie, the only other movie that I've seen from his, or the only other work that I've seen from him, is Breaking In, which is a recent movie that I thought was pretty bad, so that's unfortunate, but he definitely did a great job with this one. So at some point in time, I don't know what his other work is like. He was a very capable director, and I feel like with this movie the pacing was great throughout. I feel like even though it switched from dramatic moments to emotional moments to actiony moments, it never felt like jarring. It all flowed very well, and after like an action moment, I didn't get to the next moment just kind of dreading it or waiting for the next exciting scene. I was very interested in all of it, and so I think they did a great job with their pacing and kind of keeping the audience's interest throughout. And obviously the dialogue was a huge part of that. Every line out of V's mouth was just so captivating, but all the other characters had some really great dialogue as well, especially Natalie Portman. And so that was definitely, I think, the biggest plus for the movie for me was how much I enjoyed the writing and the dialogue. Definitely a great movie. Hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did enjoy watching this video, definitely consider leaving a thumbs up. That helps the video reach a lot more people, helps the channel out. So I appreciate all of you guys who do that. Definitely looking forward to your comments of this one because of how much it deals with these kind of large and thought-provoking ideas. I'm sure there's a lot of cool things to talk about or discuss, and probably a lot of cool movie facts as well. And as always, you can check out my full-length reaction to this movie on my Patreon, the link for that being in the description. You'll need your own copy of the movie to watch along with me, of course, but you'll be able to find all my other full-length reactions I've done from the channel there as well. But I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video, and until then, peace.